Ahoj, je 15. prosince a máme pro vás připravenou skvělou naturální Etiopii z vesnice Shantavene. Káva byla upražena v pražírně bratrů Žolkovských v Polsku a můžete se těšit na krásnou sladkost jahod, tóny melounu, mléčné čokolády a černý čaj.
For the 15th of December, we've prepared this naturally processed Ethiopian coming from Shantavene village. In terms of flavors, you can look forward to a lot of red fruit, a lot of strawberries, then some melon sweetness and a lot of chocolate, mainly milk chocolate. It was roasted in Żolkowski Brothers roastery in Poland.
Kdyby vás káva nadchla, můžete si ji stejně jako každou další z adventního kalendáře zakoupit na našem e-shopu. Nyní si užijte video od bratrů Žolkovských a těšíme se na vás zase zítra.
If you like this coffee, you can also find retail bags on our e-shop. Now enjoy the video from Żolkowski Brothers and see you tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Jarek from Bracia Żolkowski Coffee Roastery. Welcome to, I don't know, 60th take of this video. Who am I? Okay, crazy director. Bracia Żolkowski stands for Żolkowski Brothers. It's a roastery I run with my older brother. I'm the younger one. The other's obviously not here, it's only me and the staff. I want to walk you through your coffee calendar coffee. Quick few words about the roastery. We've been roasting coffee for 5 years now. And we concentrate mostly on specialty filter coffee. This is what we all love. We roast espresso too. But we like to roast the coffee, especially filter coffee, in a way that's called probably, we could call it a Nordic style. So it's a really light coffee, roasted to the degree that it's not raw, but it's still not too much of the roasting process in the flavor. In your specialty coffee from the calendar is Ethiopia Shantavene, and this is a beautiful coffee, natural processed from a coffee company called Taya Bensa. It's an Ethiopian company that runs washing stations in several localities. They work in many different places, but this Shantavene village has really special place in our hearts. We have it for second year in a row, I guess, and we're already planning to have it the next year. Last year we've been roasting honey processed coffee from Shantavene. This time it's a natural, and it's a beautiful coffee with flavor notes of melon, strawberry, black tea, and milk chocolates. So you could say it's a kind of a classic Ethiopian natural processed coffee, but it's really sweet, it's really fresh, it's really juicy, and the fruitiness is just in every sip. So as I said, we are working with coffees that are really lightly roasted. We roast them. We don't want them to be raw, but we don't want them to be too dark. That's why I'm just putting my kettle on fire, because we brew them with 100 degrees. At least the starting temperature is 100 degrees. This, as I've said, this is 60th take, so the water kind of cooled down. This is something I missed, but I'll walk you through the brewing process. Basically, we developed a recipe for V60. Although I would have to say at the beginning, my go-to method with this coffee and with any other coffee that I have 20 grams of, as 100% coffee calendar has, will be French press. And while the coffee is boiling to the 100 degrees I told you about, I'll just give you a quick summary of what I do with my coffees for French press. So I take a coffee I know nothing about, I want to taste it kind of cupping style, but without cupping. I use French press, I use Comandante grinder, grind setting is 22 for me. So 20 grams of coffee, 20-second click. You put the coffee into the French press and you pour boiling water all at once. And because we have 20 grams, I would go for like I guess 325 grams of water with French press. The water is almost ready, but let me finish. So you pour water in a way that just wets all the grounds, and you leave it for 4 minutes. And after the 4-minute mark, you basically break the crust, leave it for 1 more minute. So I break the crust with 3 stirs of the spoon, and then just leave it for 1 minute so that the grounds would fall to the ground. Use the plunger, gently push the plunger to the bottom, and you have your coffee. And I would say most of the time, like 95% of the time, you will not miss. And with this coffee, you can use this method, and it's going to work like magic. But if you like your coffee filtered, we've got you covered. We use. So what I have here is my home setup. Which basically means water that is tap water filtered for Brita. So I kind of control the ppms on it, but I wouldn't sweat too much about it. Well, if you filter the coffee and you use the water that you usually use, you're going to be all right. So obviously we're wetting the filter. We've got 20 grams of coffee. We're going to go for 2 pours. So basically the bloom, and after the bloom we're having 1 long pour. So one quick side note, my wrist is injured, so my pouring technique is really poor right now. I'm really sure you're going to be able to do a much better job with that. So please forgive me for this pour not being too perfect, you know. So it's okay, let's start. So for blooming, we have 20 grams of coffee. I'm going for 50 grams of water. I'm pouring it. Okay, with 50 grams of water, I give it a little swirl. Let it rest till, obviously, you know. For me, it's not, the coffee is not, I think it's 5 days after roasting, so we are good with 30 seconds. And after 30 seconds, as I said, 1 continuous pour. I'm going for 330 grams of water. And I really have to work my power of will so that the wrist would survive the whole procedure. Maybe it would be easier to do it in 5 pours, but because of my wrist. But I really have little patience, as I told you. French press is my go-to method. So with V60, I'm really lazy, but it works. So it's good. So as I told you, it's a 1 continuous pour. After bloom, we have 1 continuous pour, and we are going for 350 grams of water. We want to have it at somewhere around 140 mark. So let's see what are we. Okay, it's almost there. Yes, we still are there. And it's 140. So well, swirl it a little bit. So, you know, it's 1 sample of coffee that you have, so you're not going to, you don't have to worry about repetitivity too much, consistency. You just want to, you know, this brew has to be satisfactory. So I think I didn't mention it before. It was an 18th click on Comandante, and I wanted to hit something around 245. And it worked before, so I really hope it's going to be 245 this time around. But I see actually, it's obviously very, you know, debatable whether you really have to go for the same click that I did. Your coffee is going to be a little bit older. in terms of, you know, being removed from roasting. Okay, so it's almost 2:45. This coffee is pretty good, so I'm not really stressed about hitting the exact mark. I'll give it a little swirl. I can taste, not yet, but I can smell. It smells pretty good. It smells as expected. I obviously drank this coffee before, so you know. So I hope it's going to taste well. It does. So I hope you enjoy your coffee from the Roses Advent Coffee Calendar. Thank you very much for drinking our coffee and have a good time.